Okay, let's go live. This is James speaking. This is another open tab. It's Monday morning, and I want to. Here's a question I have today for you. What is the best AI tool? What chat GPT should you using? Should you be using? Now, if I look back over the last couple weeks, maybe the last 2 weeks, it's been kind of interesting for me because the open tabs that I've been running into and I've been talking about, a lot of them are about AI tools. So I was, as I continue to dive down into this, one of the things that happens is you get more and more consumed with all of the different AI tools available for you. And you're maybe wondering, which ones do I gravitate to? Which ones do I end up using? What's the best one to use? So we're going to take a quick look in some more of my open tabs today, and I'm going to go through something I think is really interesting that we should all think about as content creators, as course creators, as we're putting all of this stuff together. Now, what is it exactly? Well, it's the most interesting part that we can focus on, and that is organizing our digital exhaust. Now, you may have heard me talk about this before, this whole idea of digital exhaust, how it works, what is it? I think there's huge value there, especially if we're content creators slash course creators, or the content that we're creating is for education. So I'm not talking about necessarily marketing content. However, it can be used for marketing content if content marketing is part of your marketing strategy. But this whole idea of really, really, really getting a deep understanding of what it is we're teaching people, what it is we want to share, and how we capture what we're already doing and turn it into something consumable that someone else can hopefully learn from. And that learn from is either a specific skill or knowledge of how to do something, or in fact, how to have a specific outcome or a specific answer to a specific question, which is a whole other kind of part to focus on. So what am I talking about? AI tools. Which one should I pick to use creating content? And I'm going to be upfront with you and blunt. I have no idea, and I'm going to tell you why. So here's the big one. I just was doing a little more searches, and again, open tabs, stuff that I look at on a regular basis. And one of the ones that you run into, for example, is, here's one called topai.tools. I'll just open this one up so you can see it. 70 top AI ChatGPT plugins. So this is 70 of them. I remember a year ago when ChatGPT came out, there was ChatGPT. There was nothing else. There was one. So if you go do a look right here, you can do a search. It's top AI tools. There's 70 that here. So which one do you use? There's lots to explore, lots to look at. So you have to have a really good idea of what the purpose of it is. Is it for content creation? Is it for marketing explicit? Is it for graphics? What are you using it for? There's probably a tool that's specifically set up for it. But there's 70, it's an overwhelming one. So you think, okay, great, I'll go through the 70 and I'll check it out. But here's the worst part. If we go and take a look at the next one, whatplugin.ai, today, how many plugins are there today? There are 2,349 plugins, custom GPTs updated daily. Find useful custom GPTs for ChatGPT. These are just ones that are for ChatGPT, not even for all of the other companies that have created specific tools or websites. These are just the custom GPTs for ChatGPT. 2,500 of them. This is absolutely scary. So none of this is going to get easier. None of this is going to get more simple. None of this is going to be something that you're going to hide from. It's all going to happen. So I'm thinking of these three things. So here's the ones. There's whatplugin.ai is a ChatGPT specific one. Here's another one is top AI tools. Just go do a search or ask ChatGPT for a listing of the top 500 or 1,000, whatever you want. You can use an AI tool to actually go and search this, but if you do a search, you're going to find some site that's keeping track of all these. So those are the two that I was looking at over the weekend, amongst other ones, because it's becoming overwhelming. And I think the thing, if you're going to be teaching online, you're going to be building training sites, you're wanting to educate people, It's going to break down into 3 things. And I'm going to get into this in some other courses on how to do this in regular courses. This is just part of the OpenTabs podcast. Here's the one thing that I think is going to be really, really important if you're creating content for education. And I'm not talking about teaching something as a teacher, but I'm talking about something as a specific skill or marketer or a business person trying to build a business out of it, where you're educating people. And these are the 3 things that I want you to think about. The first one is this a course that you're creating with these AI tools? Is it a mini course or is it a micro course? I personally think there's 3 different kinds of courses available to us now, that mini course, micro course, and a full course. Here's the other thing that I think is going to be really interesting. When you're looking at all these AI tools and things are happening so quickly, this is the important part. I think there's going to be a shift or a move to creating micro courses and mini courses as opposed to courses. If I go do a search right now and I take a look and say, okay, what are all the different things or different ways to create a course? If I go to YouTube and I look at, create an online course, you're going to get, excuse me, a ton of information about all these different ways to create a course. I think that's going to be less valuable, and I think it's because of all of these options that we have available to us with these AI tools that are creating content from our digital exhaust. So you're going to have to figure out course, mini course, micro course, and then how am I going to create that? And it's going to be with some of these tools. And I'm going to give you a couple little things. I'm doing a recap kind of the last 2 weeks because there's been so much focus personally on me looking at AI tools. I think there's something that's happening here, and I'm going to talk about this in detail on the regular YouTube channel, not just this podcast. But I think there's going to be a move from courses to micro courses, and I think there's going to be a move from overproduced, highly produced professional courses with hundreds of bits of content to a whole bunch or series of micro or mini courses that answer specific questions in small amounts that are generated quickly. And I'm talking about stuff that's generated daily. And if you're going to be generating stuff daily, there's only one way to do that, and we're doing it right now. I'm confident that what's going to happen is we're going to have a huge growth to live training online, live teaching online, using these AI tools that are available to us to be able to really take advantage of what's happening in real time and not spending time creating big courses. I think there'll be fundamental framework courses that'll be longer ones, but it's going to be one course and all of this additional content that gets created from our daily digital exhaust, and it's going to be live and it's going to be teaching. It's going to be about community and building out that campus of people that are excited about your experience and what's going on with you. So here's what I want you to do. Go take a look, do a search for some of the best ChatGPTs or the available tools at GPTs, and think about how does it fit in for you. Is it something to create a course, a mini course or micro course? Do I need to? And then think about how am I going to produce it? Do I want something that's super professional, edited video that's static once it's made, or do I need to move to something that's a little more flexible, that's something that allows me to be fluid with all the changes that are happening on a regular basis? So if you haven't already, of course, like and subscribe, all of that good stuff. Make sure to check out the podcast on YouTube where we've got these open tabs, and then our regular YouTube channel where there's lots of great information. Stuff happening all the time. If you have questions, make sure to ask me. And if you haven't gone to trainingsites.io, make sure to go and sign up and join that community there. So hope you enjoyed it. This is James Maduch speaking from trainingsites.io, and we'll see you again tomorrow.